Hi, I'm Joanna. Welcome back. This is part 2 of the series of posts sharing about our project working on a series of data modules. One interesting aspect of this project was how we managed the workflow between 3 organizations to get the job done. Normally, it's the job of our instructional designers in the team to work with subject matter experts on the client side and to receive content knowledge. Then the instructional designers would write it up into a curriculum and storyboards and get approval of all the wording and explanations before development begins. But in this case, our client chose to engage some external experts to make sure that the content was absolutely up to date, and it also saved them time as they still had to get on with their day jobs. So we had a three-way project going, and it was a refreshing change, actually, not having to do the heavy lifting of the content writing and storyboarding. The content team worked on a Miro board to structure the modules and write out scripts that explained in simple language those key concepts, like everyday terms relevant to the client organization. Of course, even at that stage, there were reviews and approvals required of the client, and many comments were left and different versions created and so on. When the content was finally approved, we then hopped into the Miro board, and it was our job to translate their content ideas into storyboards that would work for the e-learning authoring tool that we were using, in this case, Storyline 360. And of course, for the highly accessible template that we had already designed. Now, as it turned out, there were still many instances where we had to make revisions of content. Sometimes long explanations wouldn't fit on the screen, or sometimes we wanted to deviate from a presentation structure that was already quite overused, or sometimes we wanted to dig into more applied behavior rather than simply concept presentation. So we were still able to add value to the project from an instructional design point of view. Whenever we needed to deviate from the approved Miro board wording, we would usually write up our alternate suggestions into a document, attach that to the Miro board, and tag the approvers for their review. We then add it to our weekly meeting agenda to discuss and refine it until all parties were in agreement. As well as the workflow between the three parties, of course, we had our own project management system working for us in the background. We use Teamwork to map out all of our tasks within any particular project. Whether it's internal or client meetings or specific development tasks, we plan for and track all of our time working on projects, and we can leave comments for each other there too. This helps make sure we're on track and quickly identify when things are taking longer than anticipated, and so we can dig in and find out why. And having real data in the system also helps us with future quotes. We've got genuine data on how long different tasks take, and therefore how long a particular project might take in overall. So that's a little insight into our workflow systems behind the scenes of this recent project. Stay tuned for the next installment where we learn about some of the accessibility features that we built into the modules.